Well, hi there, and welcome to another episode of Hey, What's Next? A few episodes ago, I walked through my little experiment where I set up a simple solar solution. Well, today I have something that I've been looking forward to for a while, and that's this, the ECOFlow River 2 power station. While I'm not the outdoor adventure type, I am into portable power solutions for emergencies and everyday use. I hope you'll stick around for my take on the ECOFlow River 2. This is what's next.
To help grow this channel and not miss future episodes, please take a moment to click the subscribe button and bell icon. Thank you for watching, and let's return to today's episode.
Well, here it is, the ECOFlow River 2. Portable power station. This was something that I bought back in May using my own funds. I did get it off of eBay at a discounted price. This is actually a refurbished unit. So what is this? This is a 256 watt hour battery lithium iron phosphate. If we look at the back of the box, we'll notice that it can recharge from 0 to 100% in 60 minutes. 3,000 battery cycles. That means you could charge this all the way up, drain it 3,000 times. You did that every day. That's about 10 years. Comes with a 5-year warranty. It's fairly lightweight at 7.7 pounds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to list the specs on the screen, give you an idea of what this can do. Now, is this something that would power everything in your home? The answer to that question is no. It's a 300 watt output. It does have X boost up to 600 watts, but you have to be careful with that. Any of the reviews that I'll be doing on this channel is going to be at the default settings, not the boosts. Let's go ahead and open up the box. Now remember, this was a refurb. So this is how I got it. And so we get the quick start guide. So I'm going to set that off to the side. Good foam packaging. Here is the ECOFlow unit. And you get these two items, the car charger, the AC charging cable. So here we go. We have the ECOFlow out of the box. You'll notice that the ports that we have here, we have a DC output. This is 12.6 volts at 8 amps. So the 100 watt max output there. You have two USB-A ports. Those are at 5 volts, 2.4 amps, or 12 watts. We have a 60 watt USB-C output. I use this a lot to charge my laptop, believe it or not. Two AC with one ground, and again you have two buttons here to turn on your DC and turn on your AC. Looking at the back, we have the AC connection, and then you have your DC input, which is rated up to 110 watts. That would either be 11 to 30 volts coming in at 8 amps max. There's some additional information down here with all that info there. Again, we get a very detailed book in multiple languages, of course, but I've referred to that a couple times. You can kind of see the wear and tear on that. Now, one thing to remember too, I did say that there are 3,000 recharge cycles on here, but that's also getting it to 80% capacity, so you would still have additional recharges. This thing is definitely going to last you quite a while as far as its charges are concerned. And again, you get your AC connector and your DC. The one thing it does not come with, solar. Luckily, the old River that I have over here came with that, so I can charge up that way. So what about the capacity of this unit? So let's take a look of two tests that I ran. So here we have our device that is hooked up to the DC port on the ECOFlow River 2. We can see the actual time of discharge and the energy that is being consumed or taken out of the battery. So at this point, we're at 30%. We look at an hour and 35 minutes runtime, 156 watt hours. And in a short order, we get our final total of 194 watts and running time of 2 hours and 6 minutes. So during this test, we were running a little heater that roughly has about a 200 watt output, although I was running consistently at 189 watts. This particular discharge ended up showing about 195 watts for a run time of a little over an hour before the battery died. So in this test, I want to see how much interference we get from the ECOFlow River 2. First, we're hooking up a Crosley Collegiate record player to the mains line. Let's see what this sounds like. And as you can tell, not much interference is going on. Next, we're going to try the Ryobi 150 watt power supply that's running off of a 4 amp battery. This is a modified sine wave as opposed to pure sine from the mains. Let's listen to this one. And we have interference. Now, let's try the AC outlet on the ECOFlow River 2. And even though that's pure sine wave, there's a lot of interference coming from the River 2. Now that we have a basic understanding of the specs related to the ECOFlow and the 2 tests that I ran, let's run 5 different tests and see if the ECOFlow can power those devices. Will it run this light? The answer to that question is yes. Will it run a CPAP machine? Yes, it can. Will it run this 27-inch Intel-based iMac? Yes, it will. Will it run a freezer? The answer is no. Will it run this coffee maker? The answer is no. But what happens if we add X-Boost to the coffee maker? Let's try it again. And as you can see, with EcoBoost, it does work. On devices like coffee makers, I would say that as long as there's no major electronics, you should be fine. So let's talk about the Eco app right now. So with the Eco app, we can view our input and output along with the amount of time that's left. We currently have 36 minutes because of the 306 watts being used currently. And we can see where the power is going, which is to AC. And if we want, we can shut down the AC at any point, turn on the DC. It's a great little app, and then all your settings would be located here. So in this test, we're going to try the EPS or UPS function. I believe that this is called EPS. I have an older laptop running Windows XP, but you'll notice that the battery was taken out. And we are currently charging off a solar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug it, and we're going to see if it can switch over without turning off the laptop, and here we go, 3, 2, 1. And you'll notice that it immediately switched over. The fans will now start calming down. We notice now that we have 17 watts being pulled into the laptop. So again, if we go plug it back in again, we are now charging. We're going to get close to 100 watts input, and then I'm going to go ahead and unplug it again. So there we go, 110 watts. 3, 2, 1. And again, just to let you know, there is no battery in this laptop. Portability is a major selling point for any power station, and the River 2 does deliver that. For me, I have a single focus of capturing solar energy and then to power and charge my devices around the house. While I mentioned that I'm not the outdoorsy type, I did use this to power a car fridge for 1,100 miles on a recent trip, but that's a story for another day. So let's look at my top 3 pros and cons for the ECOFlow River 2 power station. For my pros, it's easy to tote around at 7.7 pounds or 3.5 kilograms. The convenient carrying handle makes it easy to transport, especially for outdoors adventures, if that's you. Its small size and easy access to all the ports on the front is super convenient. Now for my cons, there's no wireless charging on the top of the unit. The AC inverter is a bit noisy, as we heard with the speaker test, and the fans do get loud, so keep that in mind. ECOFlow no longer includes the MC4 connectors for solar power connection, so keep that in mind, that's a separate purchase. Thank you for taking the time to watch my review. In the comments below, let me know your thoughts on the ECOFlow River 2 or any other power station that you might have. Remember to give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. And until next time, I'll see you in the next episode of Hey, What's Next?